Being all over the country, from leaving the north, going to the Midwest, going different parts of the country, I have the experience of just being around different kind of people. And I begin to analyze a few things. The less black people, the more reality you receive. Like, Wisconsin is one place I advise no black man or woman should go into. If you're not from there, don't go. It's not a place you could thrive. But yesterday, I was training on the Friars, and the thing was, there was a guy, older white dude. He was supposed to work that position, and I was supposed to do dishes, but I was doing so good, they just had me work that position, and he got a little upset. He was a little mad because, and I actually joked. I openly joked about it while he was around in his presence, because let me just explain this. He came over and he was cursing at me. At first, he said something, and I just ignored him. He was telling me to do this, and I'm like, I'm not okay. You're obviously mad. Cool off. I'm not doing anything you tell me while you cursing. But I didn't know that they wanted him on that side, and he did dishes, and he was mad. He was very mad. So I work by myself. I don't work around other people. But here's the thing I'm saying. So the guy that I'm talking about, I've conversed with some people at the job, but then I just tell myself, these are not my kind of people. As in, like, we would converse with each other, we would talk, and over time, I would just see by their experiences, we don't come from the same streets, we don't come from the same background. I asked him, "Have you ever starved before?" He was like, "No." I mean, these are the kind of people that have no cuts on their hands. They never really been through anything. I'm not saying they just had things handed to them. Yeah, their parents had to work too, but they have never really experienced what I've experienced. I mean, they've never seen a man get beaten over a tablet and just watch that man run and try to get his stuff back, and the bus drives off. They've never seen like a dead body. I'm not saying like I'm some criminal. Like I've been through it all, but they've never really seen like what I've experienced. So that's why I said they're not my kind of people. But the same guy I'm talking about, that I'm describing, that has no cuts on his hands, that I don't really talk to, he was saying that the guy that I was talking about that had to do dishes because I took his spot and he was mad. He said the M word one time, but he said it just slipped out. And I was explaining to him, see, some people are okay with it. Here's my thing, after everything I've been through. He was saying that the guy was saying he didn't mean nothing by it. It just slipped out. He was saying that he probably grew up in the hood too. I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in the ghetto. I grew up in a working class neighborhood. I didn't grow up in the suburbs. Put it like this: I didn't grow up in the hood. I didn't grow up in the suburbs. But I had the privilege of growing up around people that have struggled. I'll just say that. But I'm not okay at all with him like saying that word, because it's like I don't have none of the privileges that he has. That's what I'm saying. Like, all the privileges that he has with his people, I don't get none of the perks of that. Like, when I went to Wisconsin, I had nobody knew who I was. They weren't accepting of me. It's like when you allow someone to use a word that only your people can use, you allow them in your culture. You allow them to. That's basically You allow them, like when they say you're a guest in somebody else's at somebody else's party, you allow that person at that party, and it's like I don't think nobody. Cause I'm trying to stop saying it now. I listen, I hear the word, but it's like I understand why other people shouldn't use it, because we don't get the perks. Black people don't get the perks of every other group of people's the things that come with being white. We don't get nothing on that. Like we don't get like safe housing, affordable housing in good neighborhoods. We don't get loans from banks or credit approvals. We don't get none of that. But they understand I would not find it all right to use that word around me. And I know what it's like to be treated like one where I was, but yeah, I made it very clear to one of the cooks that I'm not all right with him talking to me in no kind of way, because nobody does that to me there. But he was saying that he does that to everybody. But I told him that if he were ever, get out of line with me, I would check him. And I wouldn't care. I wouldn't go to you. I would personally, as a man, check him. Like, yo, if you do this to me, I will, personally, tell you how I feel. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I would, as a man, check you first. But I feel like if the job will work out, I just got to get familiar with the menu. I have to familiarize myself with, all the foods, all the, toppings and everything. But it's good that I'm getting more money. But that guy was mad yesterday. He was very mad. And I made light of it, I made light of it. I made jokes. I cracked jokes. And, if you curse at me, I say something back. But let's just see how the job works. Peace.